Here in the studio today in a different language with some really nice people, and I want to know, like, beyond the name on the posters and the name of the band, who are you and how did your bands collide?
We are a duo called Black Widow, made of basically Piotr and Diego, it's me, Piotr, which tries to combine different ideas, different sounds, different dynamics, drawing some input from like different worlds. One is the electronic, and the other one is a world a little bit more analogical that goes from jazz to fusion to progressive music, blues and so on. It's basically for us a concept that it's a little bit like a conversation. We try to implement, let's say, within a particular frame, something that not necessarily every time repeats.
How did you guys meet? Because you're like from Sardinia, you're from the Netherlands.
Yes,
it's quite interesting.
Yeah, but Diego lives in the same town as I do, and also as I did.
Which is Utrecht,
which is Utrecht. And we organized a matinee there, and I was playing. And then you saw me play, and then you asked for a jam. Well, okay, yeah, sure, let's do that.
From an experiment, like just like you explained.
Yes, from an experiment.
From an experiment. And then it was like, okay, you know, like those first jams that we really still had to develop a language. And I think developing this language is, that is going very great right now.
I'll call it the continuous work.
Keeps developing.
Let's say it's a little bit. You start a conversation with somebody, and the conversation can sometimes run very short because maybe you don't find the person interesting, it doesn't really click. Other times it does click, and every time you see each other, you love talking to each other, right? Now we're taking this analogy, we play music, right? But being in a context where music can push and pull, meaning where we can be able to implement the same, not really sound, but more arrangement for us, gives us, first of all, complete creative freedom. Second, we're putting ourselves constantly in the line, meaning that we're not really playing it safe, depending on the situation, you know, and you know, and once you do it one time, you do it 10 times, you do it 50 times, you know, then you start analyzing also what you play, what this is what before you get on stages, right? So it's more like on a rehearsal space, on a studio, so. And you try to refine this to better some points, to make a little bit, I don't say creating a style, but definitely talk with your own language, which for us is really, really important. We love a lot of different music.
this is what I see happening like nowadays. There are happening a lot of fusion between many genres that never happened before in the past.
Absolutely.
And the other funny thing is what I want to ask: what do you do in Sătmărean? I mean, in Romania.
For us, it's the first time here in Romania. As Black Widow, it's a fairly new entity, right? We are active now for about 2 years. There is like on stages, playing festivals, and we love to meet people, first of all.
Yeah.
We love to perform in front of crowds where we were not exposed to before. And again,
Yeah.
love the challenge of it all, because it's not like when we play, let's say, at home.
Yeah.
Even though I can say that, and for Piotr as well, it feels like that, That's why we love touring so much, is that the more you go to other places, the more you feel like at home. Just the more, if you've been to many countries, then suddenly you feel at home in many countries. There's also music, it's a great vehicle for meeting people, for discovering other cultures, and on the shortcut onto the really great thing that might be happening in that particular city, or that particular nations. So that is absolutely something that gives us an even more, even greater input in order to create something that hopefully you like, or you're gonna like.
What point in your life you decided that music is your path, and if you wouldn't have the music, what would normal life be for you?
Is this for me or for Piotr? Because I think that the answer are going to be very,
Yeah, they're gonna be
different. Very different.
So for me, I was 15 when I decided, okay, I'm gonna go for conservatory. So for me, that was the moment that I decided, okay, now music is my life, and I'm still there. So
That's only decided like one way.
Yeah.
Right? One way.
And if it wouldn't be for music, what would you do?
hard question, but probably archaeology.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So probably wish for thing.
No.
What do you think?
Yeah, for me it's a little bit different than Piotr, because we have like widely different backgrounds when it comes to actually how we started playing music, how we were exposed, and because Piotr's background is really like, really surrounded by music, exposed to certain sounds, to certain to certain composers, saying for example, just like summarize, just like this kind of music that in a way we also really, respect and inspire, and that also you can see, let's say, hints of our music. My way of like approaching drums, like getting into the drum thing was a long time ago. As a kid, I used to have a girlfriend, not even like a partner, because I was like 14 or so, and she was much older. She would be playing the contrabass, already, with bands and concerts. And dude, I was very, like, once I was exposed to punk rock, to rock and roll, for me, that was it. I heard the Ramones, man, and it was like, this is it. This is, like completely getting, really a feeling range, And I'll be going to concerts, be hanging out a lot, with lots of people around. And I don't know when, but there was this time that I happened to mention, oh man, it would be really great if I, to buy drums and start going in it, having absolutely no clue or any idea on how to play this instrument. And that was the first time. Now, from then on, until the following, maybe half a year, because then this girl moved over to London, because I think she got to speak to play with a band or something like that, and I'm not seen her anymore. So like since I was, it was like this sort of like literally like life-changing moment. It's sometimes you meet one person and it's this particular situation, because she'll be pushing me onto, come on, where are the drums? Where are the drums? When are you gonna buy them? You're just talking, blah. So eventually I got into drums and I started playing along what then was cassettes. Now, for some of you, cassettes, it trigger a huge smile. It's not this, from phone to, to the live to the screen or to really kick-ass programs. Back then there was no YouTube. To get a record, you'd be sending mail or,
You're recording on the radio.
Yeah, and
It wouldn't be for me.
if I would be a musician, I think you'll be something to do with like teaching or books
Okay.
or our girls of archaeology is I'm really huge history fan, like I'm not into like the Latin culture, especially, some of the Greek culture.
Even though there is an age gap between you two guys, you kind of started at the same age, like
Yes.
not such a big difference. So maybe that's why also you found this language which connects you. It's
Yeah, I have to say that I think Piotr like
I
is,
started,
I
started very young.
he studied very young, so he was able, like, let's say in the last time,
Mhm.
than me, because for me it was basically, no idea, never believing that I could ever, be able to sort of like expose myself to people. That's why also in my lessons, like whenever we do tour, I have like this, I love to throw pass the knowledge, especially to young
That's very
young kids, sort of like people that might have maybe little problem here and there, maybe, attracted onto a little unhealthy situation, You try to put, I say like turning the flame to give a little bit something that makes you feel good. And that maybe grows better in life, or differently better.
creativity
Every day,
definitely uses so
every day, yes. And it's not only the music, it's also, as you said before, the social aspect. The meeting other people, experiencing other places, and
So very nice.
it's that's only.
You mentioned about the event. I want to ask you, if you could choose a venue all around this world, historical or something with, like, I don't know, tension, which would be this venue?
One place
One place. in
that
the whole-
that exists where I mean,
Yeah. And I want both of you to tell me, like, what place would you choose?
like of my experience in where you've been playing,
Not necessarily where you played.
Just,
Like, just a place in the world where you would play
choose to just go and visit, let's say,
and play.
and play.
Yeah.
Oh well, do you have any? Because I have a couple of ideas. So we've been for like
I have one.
But it's
One.
like something out of the
So,
ordinary.
yeah.
What I wouldn't expect.
I mean, Blue Note in New York.
the Bruno Club.
Blue Note
Oh,
in New
yes,
York.
sounds it's very classic.
Yeah.
Sure. Also because I don't think they ever had like any electronic emotion. So it was probably to play like with the Blues Brothers fans. People chucking the butters and like, get the help of this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would play.
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned you asked this question, sir, because we have a little bit of passion like that. We got attracted onto this a bit like crazy ideas and stuff like we love to perform or to do, like small events in situations that it's not really your typical club, your typical stage, I can refer to a rooftop video that we did recently. It is a beautiful location. In fact, it's also a very there's a very great venue in the New York. It's the only independent space in town called the Moina,
Okay.
where there's a lot of great activity. So we were able to do a video into the roof, which is about like 40 meters high, right in front of the cathedral in New York.
So that's like
It's
an interesting place.
Yeah, it really is different. Yes, I bring her the order, and as it can be, for example, another video that we did recently, we shot a video, we shot one like in the workspace of a painter. Laura said, thank you so much if you're watching this, thank you so much once again for hosting us on the day. And it's beautiful, it's just different to play something that it's, stage, which was very important people, when you're surrounded by something that you can look at, paintings. These are incredible paintings that are often loaded through mix. So if you have one minute, go and check out like Lowry's painting. If you Google like Lowry Drew, you're definitely gonna.
I want to come back like to small cities, big villages, like in this case. How do you feel like in the smaller cities? People are more curious about experimental music, or they are not feeling so safe to play with this?
So far so good, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, and they're also like it's for us it's like thank you, because they're also you gotta have a little bit of a mental, a little bit of a wide perception thing to be open to.
Definitely, for our city, it's very good.
Yeah, but
Artists like you are coming here because this like opens the mind and the soul.
thank
Because
you.
it's something not that you listen every weekend.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Like how it's usually here.
Mm.
Actually, I remember yesterday at the event, it was felt like when you guys started. It was a very good
Thank you. We were again like really, blessed to be able to play at this festival, which was also like the first issue. So it's definitely something to remember. We definitely like wish Daniel the Northwest our bookings as well, like all the best for the future. Because we also are looking very forward to the future and to the future plans, and definitely love to come back.
about the sound that you were talking and shaping sound. You work more with improvisation. You do it because you want more control, or because you're afraid of losing it.
It's definitely controlled.
It's definitely
controlled.
yeah, it's definitely
Definitely controlled.
Okay.
What's
So you're speaking a language, so I mean, for me, what I do with the synthesizer, because there are quite some layers there, so it has to do some things out of itself. I cannot literally play every note that is played and turn every note thing at the same time.
But it's
I'm
also,
human.
it's also
so
a function
I use
of the machine.
Yeah, so I use the machine to actually play the machine for me. And it can have some very rough shape. It can do some very fucking rough shapes. Like in the set that we did today, especially because, well, it was a bit more experimental.
Yeah, today was definitely more experimental. Yes.
So there was room for some sounds that I would never put in a dance club setting or something.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
Yes.
yes, sometimes we were definitely going
It's
to some places. So for me, it's a little bit like, okay, try to create a little monster that I can tame. Then it has a certain punch and liveliness to it.
Yeah, it's like we keep on like referring to old music. Like first of all, it's like we like to use this term like electrofusion, because as we mentioned before, all the inspiration that come from the past and the electronic sound. And it's again like sometimes people think that you just improvise, or most of the people cannot improvise.
Yeah, I
Most musicians
they're afraid
cannot-
because that's why I was asking
Cannot-
about the control, because they are afraid.
But it's like
Control.
it's a little bit like a conversation, It feels like you can say you can give a certain meaning, utilizing different words, but you're still within the frame and you know exactly what you are.
Yeah.
It's not that it's just, Black Widows on whatever happens.
No.
Because there will be a train wreck.
Yeah.
There's gotta be a plot behind. There's gotta be a plot within the conversation.
Yeah.
Because if there is no feeling, there can be no conversation. So that's that, But that's within that, so that's a lot of space for the moment.
Yeah.
Anything can change, even though there is something that might be going pretty much on the beat, let's say. Literally a leaf can drop. That can be redirected into something, because we might be feeling something on that particular, and for you that come and watch the show maybe for that 20 times. It's like 20 different experiences, you know what I mean? And so far, like, we've been super.
I really like listening music, so it's not like all the time like the same like robot, because we are not robots, we are human beings. Think about the concerts you've been in your life, not necessarily yours. What's the weirdest thing that you saw at a concert?
I'm already thinking about a few, but
No. Actually, I don't have, like, at concert, I've been to pretty normal concerts, I think.
You never saw nothing like weird.
Mm.
Something
You
funny.
see funny things like,
Yeah.
people going in the mosh pit for the first time and that they run into each other with each other's head toward each other and then land on the floor. But this is a cute story.
that's it's like people are going out and going back home like with 1 tooth less, but there are a number of like funny stories, man. There are, I can think like about quite a few, one is like that I will never remember because I will not forget, sorry, because at the time like we were on a tour with this Danish band called Head Up, we were on a UK tour. When this singer completely left at a point, he just left. He just left. He just like couldn't take it anymore. Like things that we love so much about, pretty fast pace, like constantly meeting a lot of people.
And coming back to music, what do you think about this concept of bad art? Is there such a thing?
Probably.
Okay. You can tell us more.
Yeah, well, I think that art is, it's very subjective,
All right.
always. And I think there is this funny thing with art that, if arts get very bad, and it also can get something that's beautiful again,
Makes sense.
because that is, you call something art if you look to the beauty and the darkness
Definitely.
of the art thing. So in that way, I don't think it can actually be bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing.
No.
Okay. What do you think?
Well, I think what people classify as art, and what is actually commercial solid art as art, I think that's a lot of bad stuff there, And I also think possible funds, they come from city council, they come from support for like up and coming artists, up and coming bands, which is super important. It's completely gone.
Yeah.
In favor, look at Spotify situation. If Black Widows got something in Spotify, how much you gonna get? When somebody that is already getting like million of clicks is getting not a lot of money, very little, because actually who invented the machine is the one that
Gets the money.
gets the money. So, but coming back to bad art, I agree also with Piotr, what is bad art? So it's what for me can be bad for somebody to be good, It's just, I think somebody that puts himself on anything that's called stage or like is visible for the public, gotta be able also to take, like, I don't like this, man. I don't like what you do.
No.
And so it's in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly. This is what I
Right.
to say. Yeah.
It's like for me, and I think with Piotr, I guess it was for you, it's this thing that sometimes we talk about it, like about the few people that, usually it's, and lots of enthusiasm, But occasionally, this can come also from people that play, sometimes from people that don't play, But then it's this thing like, no, I don't like it. It's not my thing.
That's what
I love it, I really like it. It's because it's the way that I try to understand. you know, it can be taste, of course, and that's no problem. You know. But if it's not taste, if it's if the person might be into electronics, or might be into, you know, fusion, jazz, and wrestling, or all the other styles that we mentioned before, then I get interested.
Yeah.
Then I really want to know.
Why?
Why? You know, because you might be get better in my game. You might be showing me like a part of, you know, I might look
What
at,
they're missing.
for sure, you know, I'm creating that, but my perspective might be widened up by your thoughts.
If you would describe your creative process using, I don't know, if you would make it like physical or intimate, how would it be? Like, how would you describe your creative process?
Well, I can describe the process, I think.
And how does it feel?
Because, so, yeah, so for me, the creative process is a subject that I've studied on my master's, which was very useful in this working together.
Okay.
Because what you learn is that it is developing this language. So where do you start? Well, you start by just doing it.
If you could meet your younger self, first time when you were in contact with music, what you would tell to the younger self with everything that you know now?
Oh, wow.
From
That's great.
the first
The first time that you got contact with music, okay, in your life, if you can remember that. And if you could return back to that time now, what you would say to your younger self?
Yeah, but I was 3 or something. What do I say to my 3-year-old version?
Well, let's say when you start having more consciousness, or maybe 6. So by the time,
It's 6.
so when you was 6,
So no, when I was 7, I started playing trumpet. That's
Okay, if you would go back to that
To
time,
my
what
7-year-old
you would self to Piotr?
yeah, keep going,
Keep going.
keep going.
no, stop.
Okay.
Good job. So far I'm here right now, and I'm very fucking happy with my life, you know.
Yeah,
So
that's very nice of you. What about you, dear?
What I would say to my younger self, it's a great question because I thought about it like a lot of times, you know. Again, like, you know, I studied basically on my own, you know, there were like some studies later on, but never, for example, like, finished the full conservatory, and it was basically a year. Because I was already like touring too much, you know, touring a lot, like winning a year or so, you know.
They went straight into it. Right?
Yeah. After this, you know, the thing moving to Northern Europe, I think is, you know, discovering this incredible network of like places and, you know, like things that you could, you know, develop, or, you know, playing concerts one day, 2 days, a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, you know, but traveling the world. Then, you know, you cannot follow anything that is called understanding, but to my younger self, I would always said, like, get input, like study a little more, practice a little more. Because for my younger me, it's like the idea of just sitting on my own playing drums, or let alone studying a book, or let alone, you know, like do this sort of like things that are really like can also be manifest, because these are love now. These are like really quality time that I like to. I mean, I teach, but when there's not a lot of concerts, but I still teach for a short part of the week because I want to keep like some hours open for like what I call, you know, short-term plan, mid-term plan, and long-term plans. Which the rhythm works, the long terms can take years.
Mhm.
But when you get there, you just catapult to a situation that's, you know, the path that is called the extension of your brain onto something that you hold into your hands. In my case, like the sticks or the mallets or the brushes. It makes it for an incredible journey. This is exactly what is becoming now with Black Hooker.
Yeah.
You know, but my younger self would just be interested in concerts, playing concerts, tour, because I always saw that since a very, very young age, you know. And basically patting my hair, you know, the styling stuff is, well, no, man, that's for losers, you know.
Yeah.
That would be like definitely the first thing I would want. So kids, you know, also like with the YouTube, you know, nowadays you can have a lot of like shortcuts information. Because when you run something on your own, it can take a long time. When somebody gives you a little tip, or maybe nowadays with the videos, lots of people can give you lots of things. Sometimes the level of these people is really, really high.
Yeah.
They're super competent, you know, so it becomes like a free lesson, basically.
What would you say to someone, for example, in Sătmărean, who feels like they're making something that they don't feel like they belong? What you would advise them?
Get involved into something creative. You guys mentioned, and there are also like a number of persons here in Sătmărean that are trying to, you know, start a situation, maybe organizing concerts, organizing small events where also people can get together. And, you know, these people which are, you know, to be supported, you know, they need a hand. They need a hand. So, you know, maybe getting active into a group of people that are, you know, willing to sort of like put down some work, you know, so that the bands can come around, you know, more often. That local bands also got the possibility of like playing together, to meeting each other, bringing your friends, and that's how you create a scene.
Okay.
I mean, nothing was ever given. Also, like in the heydays, when something that we loosely called the alternative scene, lots of people involved.
Yeah.
And still, there are lots of people.
So involvement is very, very important.
Involvement is very important because
Even if it's small, even if it's big.
completely, like just your own 10 cents, as they say in English, and it's very important because then you make you know, I used to sort of like be in the beginning, you know, like from Sardinia, shortly after being catapulted into this war where you're touring for weeks and you're just meeting incredible people, incredible places. It's like, wow, I never want to go back to that is called like whatever job you have all year. Basically, don't chase any dreams, never believe in it, but you should. You should, because it's all a matter of like hard work or really believing what you do and sort of like put down some bubble, you know. Start to get good at whatever you like. You can even do it, you know. And it's, you know, I think it's this like
This is very, very nice, yeah.
it's very, it makes your life like, you know, it's nice to have a mission, but to have a dream, or many dreams, but doing something so that they don't get, they never come to fruition, but I think already like they're trying
Like
to
it's better to try than
yes.
trying.
Because in my experience, that journey, that trying brings you a lot of experience, a lot of like crazy stories, a lot of great people, you know. Sometimes, you know, like you fall in love because of that, you know, where it's like, oh man, if I did not do this, like I did not meet you, or, you know, so that's like super cool and personally I appreciate it a lot.
You know, I was saying before that think about something bonkers. You know what is bonkers? It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We are recording this.
And that's not
I don't want to like. I feel like we could talk like for 2 more days.
fine.
But I think for 1 day it's enough. And this was like really amazing episode because we had to improvise a lot, and I really want to thank everybody that did their small input and made this happen. And I think that's it, and thank you very much, guys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes, thanks.
My silly questions.
No, it was a great day. Yes,
And thanks for being here, and I'm very happy that I met you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. In closing, like I would like to give like a shout out to the people that helped us out in making like this tour. This tour possible in Daniel in the first place, and also like several of our Hungarian friends, like Bench in Budapest, for example, like Kata in Esztergom, Csaba as well, like a couple of other people, the Dobertsen Collective, the Malta Collective, the Creativ Collective, you know, all these people, like, you know, you guys here in Sătmărean that, you know, treat us like the red carpet. Chappy here for, you know, for this beautiful studio. We played this side today with, which we were missing a little gears, you know.
Yeah,
We said we gotta do something, you know, we got some real friends, and you know, and we really hope that, you know, it came across and that you guys, you know, somehow like or can have a little bit of an history. If you don't, you know, both if you do and if you don't, come to the show, because that's the real stuff. That's the real, you know. We try to be back here. Thank you so much.